Hey people, what's going on? I hope you guys are doing all right. Okay. Um, Today we are gonna be using SQL to build some of the tables that we use through the system. So the essence of today's lesson is to show you guys how to create tables from PHP from code instead of using PHP to create your tables. You can create it from code. It actually makes life easier for you. For example, if you have a large project and then you're building from your system in the house, not on the server, then you get to build displaying this great number of tables. You get to do them on your local host on your system, just like I'm doing. What do you think is going to happen whenever you want to transfer these tables into the real database on the server? You have to start creating them afresh, and that's like double work. Nobody loves working like double or twice as much as they ought to. So the easiest way out of this is to create these tables from code and then import them into PHP or whatever database server you're using. Alright, without any need to say much, let's just dive into the good stuff. Alright, I'm going to clear this off. Let's save this page as username, because that's the table we are going to create. We're going to create our username table for all of our users, and this should be in the tables folder right here. So let's call this username for every and any user on this system. Save. Alright then, we're gonna create table. Then what's the table name? Username. Sorry guys, we have a problem here. We saved this as usernames.php. I have to resave it as username.sql, not php. So I'm gonna delete this off. Usernames, all files. .sql, and that's great. Alright then, usernames, we open our brackets, and before breaking this down, let me just end this with a semicolon. You can break this down and put all the codes in here. Alright, the first field I will be creating is, as it usually goes, the ID field, and this is going to be of a data type integer, and we are going to give it a space for 11 characters. Then we should specify this at not null, because we don't want this to be empty at any point. Then, just like the ID field always goes, it should be an auto incremented field. It should be able to increment by itself, so that whenever a field is added to the system, it's automatically fix in the next number. It's like serial numbering, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Alright, okay, auto underscore increment. Alright, and next field, we're going to separate these by commas, is the username. The username that our user has selected. Username data type should be varchar. Now varchar takes in characters, and it actually takes in characters like strings and stuff like that. Okay, let's give this a space of 20. Okay, and then it should also have this not null attribute. Alright, then next stuff is the password field. Varchar, let's make this 35. Okay, shouldn't be empty at any point, we don't want that. Next off is the user ID. The unique ID of our user outside the username. Every user has an ID based on the system, so user underscore ID. Alright, this is an integer, then we are going to make it like 5 characters long maximum. 5, it can't be null. Okay, next off is our users access level. This is what differentiates an instructor from the system admin and from the student. Alright, so access level of course is an integer. Character space should be just 1 because we'll be using either 1, 2 or 3 to differentiate based off these different access levels. We know that just like I've explained earlier, we have three major users on the system: the instructor, the admin, and the student or candidate. So we'll be using either a 1 for the admin, a 2 for the instructor, or a 3 for our exam candidates. So all of these are just singular digits. That's why we'll be needing just 1 character space. Alright then, and finally let's set a new unique key to this table. Our unique key, am I spelling that correctly? Key, our unique key should be the username field. Username, open bracket, username. What the hell? Great. Alright, I think this does the magic for us. Let's save this off. So whenever I come into localhost, what we can do is, instead of creating a table from scratch, you can see that we are still in our CBT tutorials, which is the database we created for this project. What we can do is to import this file we just created, see if there are errors or if our table gets created. Choose file. So where have we saved this file? It's in local disk C. Okay, example htdocs. Then from there you can locate lessons, CBT tables, and usernames. Perfect. And scroll down and click on this go. We have some errors: incorrect table definition. Here there can only be 1 or 2 column. Okay. Our auto increments on this, our ID should be null. Let's leave this at null because the system PHP admin automatically fills it in, so we are not expected to supply anything. Let's try importing again and see what happens. Right, usernames. So still there can only be one autocolon and it must be defined as a key. Okay, this is where we are missing it. It has to be our primary key. I actually forgot to define a primary key for our table. Let me break this down a little bit. A primary key, okay, and let's put in our ID field. I think this should do the magic. Remember to add a comma here. Save. Alright guys, this got to work. You don't break my heart again. I'll scroll down, go, and boom, here we are. Like magic, right? We have our table. So whenever we come to view the structure of or rather we'll click on this table here, the usernames. You can see that we have the ID, username, password, user ID, access, everything well created for us. So the next time I want to upload this on a different server, I don't have to go through the problem of having to start creating tables and making sure that the fields are exactly as they are from the program, you know, all of that trash. You simply just import this table. It makes life a lot more easier. Well, what I'm going to do is that in the next video I'll create these tables already and then just show you guys the code and import them into our database, so we don't have to spend much time. I'm sure that you've understood totally how to create table from code based off this example. Alright then guys, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to leave your comments and subscribe on my channel. Alright. Hey, hi everyone. It's been a while. I have to apologize for taking this long before having to record this video. Duty calls has been a very busy season for me. Alright, today we are going to be building our connection file, or rather in this video we'll be connecting to our database. Before connecting, we'll have to first of all create the database. Alright, we'll be using PHP my admin, so let's create our database. Alright, where is my example? Okay, admin. Alright, databases, create new database. So let's name this CBT underscore lesson, CBT tutorial, and hit create. Here we go. Once we've done that, we have our database, no tables, nothing, CBT tutorial, so we can now build a connection to this database. Okay, this is a blank file. I would love to save this off as there's nothing to save. Okay, PHP new file, that's better. So let's save this as connect.php. lessons cbt. In our include folder would have this to be connect.php. Alright, let's save. Okay, so we start off by creating our PHP block, PHP, and break it down. Okay, first off, we'd have to be building or creating a number of variables that would hold the needed information that we'll be using in connecting to the database. First off, we'd have to create guys, I'm believing you have a decent knowledge of programming, PHP especially. You have to know that to create a variable, you start with a $sign. So let's have that $sign there, and let's name our variable. What kind of host are we using? A local host. So let's call this variable db host. So let's pass localhost in there. This is a string, so it should be wrapped in this brace in what do you call that in localhost, and we end this with a semicolon. Okay, second variable will be the username of our database. The database we just created, we know that everything was left as default, so the default username for database with phpMyAdmin is root. So let's have this db $db underscore username. It's equal to roots. Next off, we'll be creating our password variable. This is db underscore pass, which is left as default of blank. Then finally, our database name $db underscore name is equal to, we called it what cbt tutorials. Perfect. So it's equal to cbt underscore tutorials. Beautiful. Alright guys, since we have these variables up and running, the next step will be to create our connection string, and we'll be using the MySQL connect function. Alright, so MySQL underscore connect. Open close braces. So what we'll be doing here is to, instead of keying in these things directly, we'll now inculcate the variables we've created. Now it has to be in this order that I'm going to supply it. First of all, we'll supply this, our host, copy this, drop it here, separated by commas. The next one is the database username, so copy this off, copy, drop it right here. Next off is the password, so would copy this, db pass, copy and paste it right here. Okay, then let this or die. Die. We can therein put our, or herein put supply an error message. Sorry guys, connection failed. Okay, so let's end this with a semicolon. Okay, and finally, how easy it is to connect with database, my brother. Finally, would have to specify the database that would want to connect to. If you were taking notes, we haven't used this last variable, so this is the point where we'll be using it. So MySQL select db MySQL underscore select. Okay, there we go. Select db. Now supply our database name. So we'll be copying this off. Let's copy this off and drop it right here. Then we can still supply this die function here, or die, just in case. Someone is calling my phone. Guys, you would have to excuse me for a moment. It's an important call I need to pick. Alright guys, I'm so sorry, that was money calling, and you know you don't ignore money calls. I'm really sorry for that. Okay, all that is left is to supply the error message, should in case our connection goes in there and don't find the specified database, we display this to the user. Sorry guys. The specified database. Those is that how to spell those? What the hell? Does not exist. Full stop. Now this is all you're gonna need to connect to our database. Once you understand everything here, you already know how to connect to a database. I think what you can do to see that there are no errors in this connection file is to try to navigate to it from the browser. Okay, let's see. Localhost. Localhost /. What folder? CBT lessons /CBT /includes /connect.php. That was a long one. MySQL function access denied for user roots at localhost using password yes. Alright, I have another call coming in. Can you guys please excuse me again? Alright guys, I'm really sorry. I really apologize. What do we have here? Warning, MySQL connects access denied for user root at localhost using password yes, but we didn't specify any passwords. Sorry guys, connection failed. This is our error message. Right, so what the hell is going on? Let's see. MySQL connect, db host, db username. This is our problem. db password. How can we have db username? Our password has to be empty. So let's save this off and refresh this page, and we are good to go. All good. Alright, In the next video, we are going to start building our tables, the various tables that I'll be needing for this system. I hope you totally understand how to connect to a database. Now, should in case you guys have any question, or you don't understand anything, or maybe stuff is not running for you, you can just put down comments, put your comments down there for me out. I'm definitely gonna attend to them. And don't forget to subscribe on my channel, guys. I'm going to definitely appreciate that. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.